Hi, I'm Liz. I go by Stitch by Liz with an underscore over on Instagram, and welcome to Flosstube 92. Today is Wednesday, the 24th of December, 2025. It's Christmas Eve. Happy Christmas Eve. If you are new, welcome. This is my WIP Parade, so I know a lot of you will be new. If you are returning, welcome back to the Hot Mess Express. That is me. If you are new, this is my little corner of YouTube where I talk about my cross stitch and whatever else I want to talk about. This little corner up here is where Ross, my husband and unpaid editor, pops in whatever he wants to. This corner down here is where the tiny Dark Lord Vader will pop in and add whatever he wants to. He may make an appearance, he may not, I'm not sure. He could not get up on my desk because I currently have all of my whips next to me. There are 59, I believe. He may jump up on the chair and try to jump on the desk this way. He has just entered the room, so we shall see. Okay, it is my WIP Parade. I am just going to really quickly preface that it is Christmas Eve. I'm in Australia. It is summer over here. However, I don't think our weather has gotten the memo. So it's currently 14 degrees Celsius, which is 57 degrees Fahrenheit, or 57.2 specifically for my Fahrenheit friends. And that's the current temperature. Tomorrow, Christmas Day, is going to be a high of 17 degrees Celsius, which is 62.6 Fahrenheit for a summer Christmas in Australia. Our shops are literally selling ugly Christmas sweaters because it's going to be cold. And like for Australia in summer, 17 degrees is cold. It's funny. Lucky I have a Christmas sweater, and I think I'm going to wear that tomorrow, but we shall see. Anyway, as you can see from the title and my intro, this is my 2025 end of year WIP Parade. I'm going to quickly introduce myself to the people that are new, because I know a lot of people watch WIP Parades and this is how they find people. I'm Liz. I'm 39 years old. I am married to Ross. He is my unpaid editor and husband. We have a son who is the tiny dark one who is here. Can you say Merry Christmas to the friends? So he is now currently lying across my two finishes that I'm going to show before I get into my whips, but I live in Melbourne, Australia. I have been stitching since I was 15, so for a very long time. And I recently, I think it was 2024, found with the help of Chloe, I found one of the first cross-stitch kits that I ever stitched, and I have it in stash. So I have plans to do that at some point because I don't know where my original finish is. So we shall see. If you have any questions or anything, leave them down in the comments below. Ross and I will be filming a Q&A, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. So if you have any questions, they don't have to be stitchy related. They can be anything related. And we will answer your questions. Now, with my WIP Parade, I have two finishes that I want to show before, because I have been trying to whip down, and I do have two finishes since my last video 2 weeks ago. I have all of my whips on a page on my screen. Normally I do it with a physical copy. It's just too much. I'd be flicking through pages. So I have them on the screen. So if I do look past, that's what I'm looking at. This is going to be a long one. Get yourself a drink, strap in, get yourself a snack, get your stitching, because there's gonna be a lot. I have my drink ready to go. It's in a peppermint something Stanley. It's one of the Christmas ones. Anyway, I have my drink. I have my spare batteries because last time my battery went flat and I had to go change it. So there may be a cut somewhere when I do need to change the battery, just a heads up. But I will be going through all of my WIPs. Now, the project bags are all made by me unless specified otherwise. The needle minders are all Ginger Stitch AU unless specified otherwise. Because I'm not going to be saying Ginger Stitch AU 59 times during this video. So just assume they're all Ginger Stitch unless I say otherwise, because pretty sure all of my projects have Ginger Stitch AU minders on them. So yeah, just assume that. Otherwise, I will say who the project bags are by when they're not made by me. I will be talking stats with how many stitches each project got this year, or what it's currently sitting at and how many stitches it got this year. And what I do is I use my 2024 end of year WIP Parade to get my stats. So it's between the two WIP Parades. Let's get into the stitching. So my first finish was Frogwarts Year 2 by Black Needle Society. I finished this before I finished my oldest WIP. This is how I'm working at the moment, but this is what it looks like. So I did make some changes. So I changed where the steering wheel was to put it on the correct side of the car. Changed the colors of the car. I think this is Beth from Busy Bee Stitches, and her conversion. Athena kindly sent it to me, so I used that. I used red treasure braid in the quote on the basilisk. I changed Expelliarmus to a variegated DMC. The Sword of Gryffindor is also in petite treasure braid. But yeah, Frogwarts Year 2 is done. There is only 2 more left to go. And then my next finish was my then oldest WIP, which is now no longer my oldest WIP, and that is Ahsoka by Owl's Head Design. And this is what it looks like. She's finished. Ahsoka is probably my favorite Star Wars character. I love her. She's fantastic. So this is what it looks like. This is stitched on an 18 count white 2/1 full cross using the called for DMC. And I smashed this out. So she is a finish. You will see her companion piece. It is my second WIP I will be showing you of the WIP Parade. So they are done. I am now moving on to my next oldest WIP, which will then be my focus for the weekend, which is what I'm doing. So Saturdays and Sundays I use to work on my oldest WIP, which at the moment is a May 2022 WIP. That's when it was started. I finished 2019, 2020 and 2021 this year, and up to May 2022. So I have had a few finishes. I think there's been 25 finishes. Oh no, 22 finishes this year. Not 100% sure, but I have finished a chunk. They are ones that were also started. Some of them were also started this year. But I got some stuff done, which is good. So I'm going to jump into my actual WIPs. So welcome to the WIP Parade part of the video. So you will hear all of the bags are unzipped. Everything's out of Q-snaps except for one of my BAPs. Normally I do show my project bags. I'm not going to this time because if I'm going like, this bag was made by me, and it's like, it takes too long. So what I'm going to do is just, everything's unzipped. I'm going to take the WIP out of the bag, show you the WIP's going to go back in the bag, and that's going to get put on the floor. So you may hear some sound of bags going on the floor, but it's the only way that I can make sure everything is done and things don't fall off the desk and everything goes back into its project bag. Otherwise, it's just a mess. I didn't do it the first year and never again. So Welcome to my 2025 WIP Parade. I'm going to jump into my WIPs. First up is my new oldest WIP, and that is Siren of the Sea by Autumn Lane Stitchery. I started this on the 14th of May 2022, and this is where it's up to. So this is stitched on an 18 count Blue Ocean floor in Opal by Color Cascade. I am stitching this 2/1 full cross with the called for DMC, with the exception of one variegation, which is actually a recommended substitution on the chart. So this is currently sitting at 11,308 stitches and 84.27% complete. This year, this has had 3,519 stitches. So this has had a chunk this year. So the variegated is in her hair, in her tail, and then will be in her fins as well, because the called for blues that are in there are match my fabric, which doesn't show up very well. So for my oldest WIPs, I am putting this needle minder, which is from Ginger Stitch AU. It's finished a WIP. I'm transferring this to every single oldest WIP so I can get them finished. So Siren of the Sea by Autumn Lane. This is where it's up to. So this will definitely be a finish before my WIP Parade next year, even my mid-year WIP Parade. So, you know, it'll get done before the next parade, which is fine. Next up is, oh, this one doesn't even have a needle minder. I need to fix that. Next up is Rex by Owl's Head Design. Captain Rex is probably my second favorite Star Wars character. I love the Clone Wars TV show. It's fantastic. I should have brought my needle minders over here because I didn't realize this one didn't have these. My needle minders, by the way. They're all Ginger Stitch AU minders. This one doesn't have a needle minder, so I need to fix that. But Rex by Owl's Head Design. I started this on the 28th of May 2022. And this is what it currently looks like. Excuse my hanging threads. You will see I park my threads in no particular way. They just get parked. So this is stitched on an 18 count white 2/1 full cross. This is currently sitting at 6,888 stitches and 53.51% complete. And this has had no work this year, which is fine. It'll be a focus once I finish Siren of the Sea, and this will get every weekend. So, you know, it's fine. It is what it is. So yeah, this one got no work this year. I don't think that's going to change before the end of the year, just because I'm trying to get my newest WIP up to date before the start of January. But that'll get work. That's fine. These things happen. Okay, next up is The Fox by Cottage Garden Samplings. I started this on the 1st of July 2022. 1st of July 2022, yeah. And this is where The Fox is up to. So this is on an 18 count that I hand-dyed myself. It's 2/1 full cross with the called for, including a gentle art that it calls for, but it's mostly DMC. This is currently sitting at 3,070 stitches and 45.75% complete. This year it got 1,836 stitches, so it got a chunk, mostly in the Fox. So yeah, that's what this looks like. This is cute. I love this one. This is probably the only Year in the Woods animals that I'm going to do, just because I didn't realize how detailed and in-depth they are. It's fine. It is what it is. I'm not stressing about it. So that is The Fox. Next up is Frogwarts Year 1 from the Black Needle Society. This is what it'll look like when it's done. I'm going to put that back in there. This is, did I say when I started this? 2nd of July 2022. This is what it looks like. So this is stitched on an 18 count that I hand dyed myself, 2/1 full cross with Mostly the called for hand-dyed. So I don't know what brand they are. They're all in my year 6 bag. But there's a mix of hand dyers. This is currently sitting at 8,168 stitches and 79.91% complete. And this year this has had 3,162 stitches. Now, I say this uses mostly the called for, but I have made substitutions. So on all of my other Frogwarts charts, I put the spells in variegated. For year 1, I chose to leave them as charted and did all of the Bertie Bott's every flavour beans in different colour variations from DNC instead. So, the snitch is also in a metallic. I was going to do the key in a metallic, but nope. And then I have I've done the wings for the key in a petite treasure braid. And currently what I have been working on for the longest time is Fluffy and the mirror. I was going to do the mirror in a metallic. I'm not going to. I have yet to decide. if I'm going to do the actual mirror part and the fill-in in a petite treasure braid. Hopefully Ross has cut that. But that's where that is up to. I don't know why I'm so sneezy today. Goodness me. Okay, next up we're only up to WIP number 5, believe it or not. So WIP number 5 is Small World by Cross Stitcherella. This is a free pattern on their Facebook group. I don't know if the Facebook group is still around. I am a mod for it somehow. I don't know how that's happened, but you know, I haven't been on that page in a hot minute. But I started this on the 17th of July. This has had not much done. It is a full coverage, so I think I might use it for full coverage fanatics next year, depending on how much I participate, but this is where it's up to. So this is stitched on 18 count white, 2/1 full cross wear called and 2/1 tent wear called. This is how big it's going to be. I had to stitch on extra fabric because my side margins weren't that big, but this is what it's up to. So the sky, I'm not sure if you can tell, the sky is 2/1 tent, and then the buildings are 2/1 full cross. I love this. I love how colourful it is. So good. I do need to frog, I think I need to frog this blue. I can't remember. I need to double check my chart because it looks like I started frogging it because I stitched it in the wrong color, I believe, but I'll figure it out when I work on it next. This is where it's up to. I did move up here and up here when I realized I had done the wrong color, so at least it continued getting work. So this is currently sitting at 5,454 stitches and 22.39% complete. This year it only got 529 stitches. And I'm pretty sure that was for a fandom stitching prompt. I am not participating in fandom next year. Next year, 2026. Just because it's moving off Facebook and onto Discord, and I am not super comfortable using Discord, and I just don't need the additional learning curve at the moment. I do love fandom, so if you know how to use Discord and are into that, definitely go and ask to join the Discord. I love fandom. So next year is, what's the theme for next year? I think it might have been musicals. I can't remember. I might still do the prompts. I just won't post. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, WIP number 6 is The Haunted Carousel by The Witchy Stitcher. I started this on the 24th of October, 2022. Yeah, 24th of October, 2022. I don't know why it says it's on Blue Ocean Floor by Color Cascade, because it's not. I think I just didn't edit that. But, oh, this is what it looks like. This is stitched on an 18 count that I hand-dyed myself. I love this. This was a Patreon chart that I got back in 2022, and I just haven't finished it. So this is sitting at 4,855 stitches and 61.35% complete. This year it got 1,500 stitches exactly, which is crazy. What I do love though is, like, I dyed this and had it in my stash. Did I know that it was going to work perfectly for this? Not really, but this DMC4, I think this grey, is meant to look like it's slightly invisible and it's just floating, and it's so eerie on this fabric, and I absolutely love it. So there is not much left to go. This is probably one of my favorite needle minders from Ginger Stitch AU. It's the enamel metal planchet. I love it. So yeah, Haunted Carousel by the Witchy Stitcher. Hopefully this is a finish before my WIP Parade next year also. I did have plans on having photos from my last WIP Parade to show you the difference from last year, but it's just a lot. It's a lot of work. So anyway, next up is one of my BAPs. It is my Villains BAP. It is in this amazing Jasmine Custom bag. It's Hades. He is amazing. The inside is blue. The zipper is a Mickey zipper. You will see a lot of Jasmine Custom bags. This is the big version. I usually use the minis, but I'm glad I got this one because my BAP sits in it, and it is my Villains BAP. I started this on my birthday, so the 24th of November, 2022. Now, get ready because this has a lot of parked threads, which are all over the joint. It is in my... Oh my god, I have so many... Look, I have so many needles. I have so many park threads. It is in the Q-snap. However, what I am going to do is take the top of the Q-snap off. This lives in the Q-snap, and I know that's bad. You probably shouldn't do that, but I'm not taking it out. So, my Villains BAP. This is where it's up to. So this is stitched on a 25 count easy guide, 2/1 tent stitch. And this is where it's up to. So Dr. Facilier, with the exception of a finger and a half, is done. And I am now working on the Queen of Hearts. So I am going to be working down as I go, which is why things are parked. The back of my project, the back of this WIP is horrendous. I am not going to show you. It is terrible. As you can see, I have 50 million park threads. It is a mess. All of these minders are Ginger Stitch AU, except for the Galaxy TARDIS, which is from Inchworm Designs. But Villains BAP. So this is WIP number 7. When I get to this as my oldest WIP, this WIP has like 175,000 stitches. I am going to work on this on the weekends if I am sitting in this spot currently, because I can use my Lowry table clamp. However, if I am sitting elsewhere in the house, I'm going to use my next WIP, which is WIP number 8, because I can use that. I can hold that. This is way too heavy to hold for my wrist, because of like all of the extra fabric, which I'm not going to unroll. But it's in an 8x11 Q-snap. I was going to put it in 11x17, but I cannot wrangle that. So it's an 8x11. That's fine. I'm just literally working in, I think it's 2 pages across, and just working in what I can. I have yet to decide if I am going to color complete the black first. I was going to, but I'm not 100% sure. This is currently sitting at 23,420 stitches and 13.38% complete. This year it has had only 926 stitches. There are a couple of days, I think, between now and I go back to work, which is the 2nd of January, where I'm going to just be home. I don't plan on going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. And I think I just might pull this out just so we can get like a chunk of work. I'll see how I feel. But this is where it's up to. So I'm working on Queenie down here. There is a lot of confetti. Like, in Dr. Facilier, this part of his hat is like, it's solid back there. I have discovered how to do the pin stitch with this project, so I'm finishing using a pin stitch or parking if it's close enough. I don't want to carry too far, although I'm looking at some of these and it's a bit crazy. So like this pink isn't too far. It's only like 2 squares. So that's not crazy, but I'm trying not to carry too far because it's just a mess back here. You know, it is what it is. I cannot wait to work on this again soon. I am going to put the, look at these park threads. Like they're plaited. I'm going to put my clamp back on. I don't think I'm going to get it back in the grime guard. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get it back in the grime guard right now. I think that's a bit... Oh, what a mess. I need to get some of those bobbies. I actually need to look up where I can get them. My grime guard... Ow, I just punched myself in the face. My villain's grime guard is also by me. Okay. Oh my gosh. That hurt. Don't punch yourself in the face, peeps. Okay. WIP number 8 is the Stephen King house by the Witchy Stitcher. This is what it looks like. Isn't it beautiful? This is not for me. I mean, I love the Witchy Stitcher. I love everything the Witchy Stitcher releases. This project is not for me, is what I'm saying. Like, I'm stitching this for someone else. Specifically, I'm stitching this for my bestie, Cass Crosses. She's on Instagram. She got into cross stitching and I absolutely love it. It brings me so much joy. We had lunch for her birthday last week and I literally said to her, I'm like, it makes me so happy that you're stitching. Anyway, this project bag is from Lynn X Stitches Creates. She's also on the YouTubes. She also has a Flosstube. The inside, so cool. I don't know if that's going to show Lynn's details. I have everyone I mentioned tagged down below anyway. But yes, Lynn has a Flosstube. I highly recommend you go and watch her. She's fantastic. I love her videos. So this has had some work. This is what it looks like. So I'm currently color completing black. So this I started on the 31st of December 2022. This is stitched on an 18 count mystery by Volcano Stitching. Ignore my margins because I clearly didn't know what I was doing. I left a 2.5 inch margin and thought I did 3 and then just went crazy. So just ignore the empty space up here, but whatever. So I have been color completing the black. This is currently sitting at 7,395 stitches and 48% complete. This year it's had 2,432 stitches. I have made one change, and that is in here on the chart. It just says based on the novel by Stephen King. I found out from Cass and Mel, who is a girl of pages and threads on Instagram. I found out that at the start of the movies it says based on the novel by Stephen King, but given that this is multiple novels that this is referencing, I changed it to novels. So yeah, I'm just color completing the black and then I'll go in and finish room by room. This is so much fun to work on. And I think I was like struggling a little bit because I was just doing room by room, but color completing the black, genius move by me, because now it's like, I want to finish the black so then I can work on everything else. Okay. That's the end of my 2022 WIPs. We're jumping into my 2023 WIPs. This was a WIP I started on a stitch along that I started on the 10th of January 2023. And this is the Hubble Stitch Along by Climbing Goat Designs. This also doesn't have a needle minder. Oh yes it does. Why is it on the bottom and not with my needle? Very, very strange. This also has some park threads, so please, one park thread. The other ones are on my needle. Anyway, this is what it looks like. This is stitched on a 16 count Gothic by Picture This Plus. This is 2/1 full cross. I discovered stitching this that whilst I love the look of PTP, I don't like stitching on it. It's way too soft for me. I need like a Goldilocks fabric, but look at the depth of colors. Like, this is amazing. And I think that's why I like Color Cascade so much, because they get the same depth in their colors. But it is Goldilocks fabric. So this is what the Hubble sale looks like. This is long past finished. The center of this is meant to be the Earth and the Hubble telescope. However, I am squaring this off. I'm doing just the border around the edges, which, like, this is the border. I'll do that around the bottom. And I have recharted to say Wonders of the Hubble telescope in the middle, which I think will be amazing. So I only have 2.5 left to go in the center, and this will be done. So, you know, not that much. Did I say what this is at? This is at 12,039 stitches and 60.89% complete, based on including the center, which is not accurate. This year it only got 508 stitches, and I'm pretty sure that was for a fandom prompt as well. So yeah, I need all my dough. Okay, next up, in another Jasmine Custom Bags bag. This is an actual custom Jasmine bag. I messaged her to make me a bag, and this is the one that we made. Oh, without hitting myself. Disney Snacks. I love this fabric. I am obsessed with this fabric. It is beautiful. With the help of Jen, we picked this glitter pink vinyl. We did a purple interior, and then there is a rainbow zip bar with a Mickey, and both of the zippers are the same. In here I have 2 WIPs. The reason there are 2 WIPs in here is this was my 2 pieces that I took to Disney with me last year. It has my itty bitty travel scissors in here, and then it's got a needle tin also, and my threads. So first up out of these 2 WIPs is the Princesses by Happy Sloth Studio. I started this on the 21st of February 2023. I'm not going to open up the whole fabric because I haven't done much on it. And this is what it looks like. This is stitched on an 18 count Mystery by Live and Die LA. I'm stitching this 2/1 full cross. This year it got 3,290 stitches and 16.07% complete. Nope, that's what it's currently sitting at. This year it got 2,647 stitches. So I got a decent chunk this year. I'm pretty sure I did all of Cinderella and outlined Aurora this year. Anyway, once she's done, I'm pretty sure the top row will be complete, and then I can move down. So that's the Princesses. Let me just close that. And next up is the companion piece, which is the Villains. I started this on the 21st of February 2023, so same day. And this is stitched on an 18 count Wisteria by Live and Die LA, 2/1 full cross with the called for DMC. This is currently sitting at 2,646 stitches and 13.59% complete. And this year it got 1,255 stitches, which was predominantly Lady Tremaine, but I did finish off the Evil Queen. So I just realized I have 2 of these. One was on my Villains back. You may see multiple needle minders from Ginger Stitch AU that are the same, because apparently I don't have a record of what I have. So next up is Nostalgic Ouija by the Witchy Stitcher. I started this on the 24th of June 2023. This was a Patreon chart as well. I'm 90% sure this is available. This has a couple of threads that are dangling. And this is what it looks like. I need something behind this. Let's use the project bag. There we go. So this is on an 18 count black, 2/1 full cross. This is currently sitting at 5,399 stitches and 70.55% complete. And this year it has had 2,444 stitches. The majority of that has been from here down. So I have been working on the letters most recently and they are stitching up like super quickly, but I did finish out this whole corner as well. So that is where that's up to. I did say in a previous video that I'm not sure I'd stitch on 18 count black again. You will see more 18 count black, and I would likely switch out to 32 count black. Apparently 32 count black even weave is like really hard to find in Australia, which I did not know. So, you know, 18 count black might be here to stay, or I'll switch out to 16 count. We shall see. We shall see. Okay. Next up, WIP number 13 is Spider-Man by Addicted to Cross Stitch. This is from Etsy. I started this, I don't know, I think this is my original start date, not my restart date, but no, this is my restart date. So I originally started this on an 18 count white, 2/1 full cross. It's a lot. It's on 18 count, it's like massive. No. So I switched out and am doing it 2/110 on a 25 count easy guide. And this is what it's up to. So not much. I'm stitching these 2/110. I don't know how many stitches this got. It's currently sitting at 2,908 stitches and 4.85% complete. I don't know how many stitches it got because I think I showed the other one during my last WIP Parade. So, you know, it's a bit of a sitch, but you know, we'll get there. We'll get there. 10 is so much faster. It's just full cross is so much easier with confetti. But I don't want to do one. I don't like 1/1 full cross. So at least on these. So 2/110 it is. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, my final 2023 WIP is the Dark Mark. I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is from. I don't know. It's from my bobbin. I know that much. I started this on the 31st of December 2023. It's not had much at all. So this is what this looks like. This is stitched on a 16 count Menacing Storm by Crafty Leanie. This is 2/1 full cross. It is currently sitting at 835 stitches and 10.02% complete. This year it got 196 stitches. Felix Felicis Needle Minder is from Itchy Stitchy. It's no longer available. Swish and Flick was from somewhere in the States. This is the Slytherin version. So yeah, not much. This though, okay, my needle minders have decided to stick together. Cool. This though, there's blends, there's a lot in there. Yeah, it's a bit crazy. I do need to work on it more. I do have all of my DMCs on bobbins on a ring. I would love to, I might have to floss drop those because I don't really use bobbins anymore except for my CXC. Okay, so that was my final WIP of 2023 and we're going to jump into 2024. So starting 2024 with WIP number 15. This is Dragons, a field guide by Climbing Goat Designs. I started this on the 10th of January 2024. It's a stitch along that is finished. I have not finished it. This is where it's up to. So this is stitched on an 18 count that I hand dyed myself, 2/1 full cross with the called for DMC. This is currently sitting at 9,042 stitches and 49.42% complete. And this year it got 2,434 stitches, and that was primarily finishing off this dude and starting this one. I haven't even finished the border. But yeah, this is dragons. I love it. Love it. I was stitching the mythical creatures, a field guide, but I have UFO'd that. So that has gone away. That pile is going to topple over. WIP number 16 is Visit Dagobah by Country Magic Stitch. I started this on the 19th of February 2022, 2024, which is when we got back from our Disney trip. That's what it looks like. This is stitched on a 22 count white 2/1 tent using CXC. This is currently sitting at 5,207 stitches and 23.11% complete. This year it got 923 stitches. Darth Vader Needleminder is from Intuitive Designs. I love 2/1 tent with CXC on 22 count. Look at this coverage. Stunning. Stunning. CXC 2/1 tent is great on 25 count as well. So I have all of the Star Wars charts by Country Magic Stitch. They are all fully kitted with CXC. They are all, as soon as I finish one, I start another one. So I had finished, what did I finish? Tatooine? Yeah, because I did Naboo, then Tatooine, then Dagobah. So I finished Tatooine before we went to America, and then I started Dagobah when we got back. Okay. WIP number 17 was my Leap Day start, which is a long dog sampler. So this is Waves of Emotion. I started this on the 29th of February 2024. I've got floss everywhere. So this is where it's up to. This is a little bitty long dog. Like, it's so tiny. So I am stitching this on a 25 count 1/1 full cross with silk. This is the only time I will stitch 1/1 on a 25 count, is because silk has great coverage. So I am using Silks for You PR. They're here. I am using, none of them are PR. Why do I have PR written down? I have CM015, and then I have Autumn 2024 Seasonal Pack, and it's a blue, and then the variegated that I'm using for the words. I am fussy cutting because it does have cream in it, and you cannot see it on this fabric, so I am just cutting out the cream and using the rest of the variegated, which is the blue, the burgundy, and this rose gold color. So this is where I'm up to. This is sitting at 4,398 stitches, 16.56% complete, and this year it got 1,719 stitches. I love it. Love it so much. Okay. Next up is Lace Dragon. I don't know who this is by. But this is in a custom Jasmine Custom Bags bag. Jen was making bigger versions of these, and because I prefer minis, I got these made for me and Mel. So mine says Liz, Mel's says Mel, and on the back it is Fourth Wing. So absolutely stunning. Inside is a polka dot. In here is Lace Dragon. I don't know who this is by. I saw someone stitching this. Someone posted a photo on Witchy Stitches page. So anyway, I started this on the 23rd of March 2024. This is where I'm up to. So this is on an 18 count glitch by Crafty Leanie. This is 2/1 full cross. I have none of the back stitching done yet. And this is currently sitting at 1,552 stitches and 32.60% complete. This has not been worked on this year. So that's one of the wings. It's going to be amazing once like it's all done and the back stitching is in, but this is where it's up to. So this is Glitch by Crafty Leanie. It's like a sky. Love it. Love it. So that goes back in the bag and goes away. Okay, so that was WIP 18. We are now on to WIP 19, which is a Scary Sampler by Heartstring Samplery. I love this project. This is in a project bag I got at the, oh my god, not Vic Stitches. Oh my god, I can't remember. The retreat I popped up to in Ballarat and had lunch with Chloe and Mel. This is from Tazia Handmaids. I am obsessed. I literally saw this across the room and it looked at me and we locked eyes and I went straight over and purchased it along with one other project bag that you will see later. It is stunning. Stunning. I am not sure if she sells online. I have not been able, I found her Facebook group, but I'm not sure she sells on there. But this is, I'm obsessed with this. I love this project bag. Anyway. So Scary Sampler by Heartstring Samplery. This is where I'm up to. Not much has been done. So this is, I started this on the 1st of April, 2024. This is stitched on a 32 count T-Rose 2/2 full cross, we're called, and it'll be 1/1 full cross, we're called. But this is where it's up to. So this year, I've worked down here. So it's 6,123 stitches and 22.85% complete. And this year it had 3,423 stitches, primarily in that grass. That grass is going to go forever. You can see that there was like a little bit of a dye lot change because this one is much darker, but I like it because it's like under the coffin. So, you know, it is what it is. I love this WIP. Love it. I was working on the grass and I'm like, I hate this grass. But then the more I work on it, I'm like, I really want to work on this more. You know, problems. I think I'm going to do 2 more WIPs and change my battery because it's dropped down to 1 bar. So next up is WIP number 20, which is the Evolution Cafe by Glitch Stitch AU. I'm stitching this with Cass and Mel. I originally started it on this 18 count. I think it's a Mystic Fabrics fabric. This is what I had originally gotten to. The fabric, again, is like a PTP. Was doing my head in. I wasn't enjoying it. I wasn't working on it at all. Decided to change the fabric. So now I'm using an 18 count Mystery by Volcano Stitching. I love this fabric so much more. This is where I'm up to. So I restarted it. I'm using my original start date though, which is the 6th of April 2024. This is currently at 500 stitches and 3.3% complete because I restarted it. And I used this for a fandom prompt for 500 stitches. I don't know what it was for, but I think this fabric is going to be much prettier for it. So that will get spun up and worked on a little bit more, which I'm super excited about. Oh, one of these needle minders was not Ginger Stitch. Evie's is from Inchworm Design. The other needle minder is Ginger Stitch AU. Okay, next up is the Deadly Aquarium by Lola Crow Cross Stitch. This was a stitch along, also in 2024. I did not finish it. I did not get far. But I love it and I will work on it. I did not do the birds. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the birds because I've done the other ones. Who knows? So this was started on the 14th of April 2024. This is on an 18 count Mystery by Mystic Fabrics, which is more of a Goldilocks fabric. This is what it looks like. So I did not get very far at all. This is sitting at 1,473 stitches and 7.91% complete. It did not get any work this year. So I ended up waiting. It fell behind originally and I'm just like, you know what, I'll just wait until the full chart, the final release comes out, and then I will just work on it, which is essentially what I did. So, you know, they're called start-alongs for a reason. Anyway, okay. Let let me do one more and then I'll change the battery. Okay, this is Leave Me Alone by the Witchy Stitcher. This was also a Patreon chart. This is a Jasmine Custom Bags bag that I me pleased. And then the inside is blood splatter. Love it. So I started this on the 3rd of May 2024. This is an 18 count that I hand dyed myself, and I am color converting this to a green. This is currently sitting at 3,167 stitches and 73.70% complete. This year it got 1,690 stitches. So a decent chunk. Practice Stitch Craft Minder is from Live and Die LA. The Little Sooty is from Ginger Stitch AU. So this is fairly close to a finish. I have a spreadsheet with like how much is left on all of my WIPs, and this is up the top. So, you know. All right, I'm going to change my battery. I will be back. The camera might move, but it is what it is. See you soon. Hello, I am back. Hopefully the camera hasn't moved too much. I think it's moved a little bit this way more, but you know. Things happen. We are literally only up to WIP 23. This is going to go forever. Okay, so WIP number 23 is Happy Haunts by Good Morning Maui. I started this on the 19th of June, 2024. I blame Kat Can Sew for this WIP because every time I saw her work on it, I wanted to work on it. I mean, I wanted to start it, and I caved and started it. So this is what it looks like. So this is on a 32 count that I hand dyed myself, 2/2 full cross. This is currently sitting at 2,967 stitches and 14.67% complete. This year it got 483 stitches. Madame Leota needle minder I made myself from a Disney pin, and I specifically bought this Disney pin for this WIP because I have problems. So first 3 are done. I need to finish the back stitch on the tombstone, and I need to do the back stitching on Tightrope Girl. Have I finished her? Yeah, I finished the stitching, and then I started doing the words. So at least they'll get done as I work across, and I think there's only one more motif on this side and then I can move down. But love this WIP. I am obsessed. This hasn't had to work on it in a while, but I love it. Love it so much. All right, WIP number 24 is The Mad Tea Party by Bella Filipina. This is what it looks like. So it is Alice. I have finished Snow White, and I have the others in my collection. Except for Ariel, I have yet to buy that. I need to buy that. I will get that at some point. I started this on the 23rd of June. 23rd of June, 2024. And this is on the other part of 32 count T-rows. I am stitching this 2/2 full cross. And this is where it's up to. So this is currently sitting at 1,749 stitches and 14.68% complete. And this year it's had 1,073 stitches. I'm pretty sure this chart and this needle minders and the needle minders were gifted from Jess, who is Farm Girl Stitching on Instagram. So Alice and the White Rabbit. We did start this together. I'm pretty sure she's finished this or well further ahead of me. So this will be 2/2 full cross. We're called, except for the skin. Skin I do 1/1 full cross because someone told me to do it that way or try it that way, and now I can't stitch 2/2 for the skin, which is so frustrating, but you know, it looks amazing, which you will see in one of my later WIPs. Next up is the Book Ghost by Cute Patterns by Maria. I originally started the 6 Cute Ghosts, which is the full spread of 6 of them, and then decided to just settle on doing one of them, and I'm doing the Book Ghost. This is me missing a needle, which is concerning. So I started this on the 22nd of July 2024, and this is what it looks like. So this is stitched on an 18 count black 2/1 full cross. It's currently sitting at 408 stitches and 18.64% complete. And this year it got 119 stitches. So not much, but you know, it got some work, which is better than none. This is one of the glow in the dark creatures. I love them. So I do have the bunny. I didn't think I had the bunny. I have the bunny. I think I said that last week, that I wasn't sure if I had it, but it turns out I do. Yay me. Okay, next up is another stitch along that I started and did not keep up with. This is Plants and Petrichor by Fine Frog Stitching. I started this on the 27th of August 2024. This is stitched on an 18 count forest by Color Cascade. And this is what it looks like. This is stitched 2/1 full cross as well. This is currently sitting at 2,522 stitches and 39.02% complete. This year it got 1,206 stitches, and most of that was recently. So I've been working on these. So the picture frame, the 2 shelves, and then obviously getting some of the green so I can finish the thread. So yeah, that's where it's up to. I love this one. I love this fabric. This fabric is such a beautiful color. I am using it for another WIP that you will see shortly. All right, WIP 27 is Boo Spook Haunt from Hello from Liz Matthews. I started this on the 26th of September 2024. I'm stitching this on a 40 count. Flax by Whoopsie Daisy Designs. And this is where I'm up to. Can you see the ghost? Barely. This, for some reason on camera, this fabric gets so blown out and it upsets me so much. So, Spider-Man, my old WIP, is going to come in handy to white balance. Sort of. Anyway. There we go. So you can see the ghosty now. Let's see if I take the white away. There we go. Much better. So this is where I'm up to. I'm stitching this 1/1 full, 1/2 full cross on 40 count linen, which is crazy to me. This is currently sitting at 808 stitches and 15.70% complete. And this year it's had 277 stitches of white. I'm not sure if I did the grey as well, but definitely white. I am not stitching with the called for. I am doing a conversion of things in stash, with the exception of B5200. And I am using these colours. I did a full conversion into predominantly Cottage Garden threads. So the grey I'm using is a nude. I'm using marigold. I'm using Sleepy Cat. I'm using Hand Dyed by Rolanda, A Magical Curse, Conservatory by Cottage Garden, Hand Dyed by Rolanda in True Love's Kiss, Strawberry from Colour and Cotton, which is this pinky, Berry Crunch from Colour and Cotton, Blue Suede from Weeks Dye Works, Lima from Cottage Garden, and then a CGT nude for the brown and black. So I'm like, you know what? They need to get used. Let's use them. Otherwise they just sit in my cupboard looking pretty. All right, WIP number 28 is Books Are Magic by Counting Puddles. I am using the other half of 18 Count Forest by Color Cascade. I started this on the 27th of October 2024 with a whole bunch of people. Can I remember for the life of me everyone? No, so I'm not going to mention anyone so I don't forget someone and they get upset. So whoever's stitching this, hi, you know who you are. I'm stitching this 2/1 full cross. This is what it looks like. I am subbing out some colors. So the stars and the moon are using a Petite Treasure Parade in a white. And then I'm using a silver petite treasure braid through the book. Not that you can see it very well. Anyway, I'm stitching this 2/1 full cross. I am doing the French knots because I love French knots. I know that is controversial, but hey, it is what it is. This is currently sitting at 3,561 stitches and 58.76% complete. This year it had 2,312 stitches. So many stitches. So books are magic. Because they are. I love reading. Alrighty. Next up is a sail that I put in into UFO and then pulled out because I charted the rocks. If you know, you know. This is in a Lynn X Stitches Creates bag. It's Villains. I may please this very quickly. It's stunning. Absolutely love it. So the Bella Filipina Blackwater Siren stitch along. I UFO'd it because it was not what I thought it was going to be, and I think a lot of people had the same thought, because it did look like we were getting rocks, and it wasn't just going to be the sirens with a bunch of blank space, and as a result, people chose fabrics that would make sure it still looks good, but would not, that did not look like rocks, and I was one of those people because I hand-dyed my fabric. So I started this on the 31st of October 2024. It is a 32 count that I hand dyed myself. I'm stitching this 2/2 full cross and 1/1 full cross with the skin. But I charted rocks. They look fantastic, so I've pulled this out. Now, I can't show you a photo of the chart, and I don't have a photo of the... Let's open that back up. I don't have a photo of what it will look like because I charted it myself, but I can show you the mock-up on Pattern Keeper. So this is the mock-up on Pattern Keeper, and I think it's going to be amazing once it's finished. So I'm very excited. That's not an accurate mock-up because I've just selected whatever colors are for the beads, but you know, this is where I got up to before I UFO'd it. So what I'm going to do, now that I have it all charted with the rocks that I made, is I'm going to go back and work filling in the rocks, and then filling in the rocks, and then filling in the rocks, and then doing the other two sirens. So the first siren is mostly completed, except for some back stitching that will go around her body because I thought we were getting rocks and weighted. And then siren number 2, which gave me so much grief. I had to frog her hair multiple times and restitch it. She's also finished. So none of the beading is done. This is going to be a massive project. It's going to be huge. I have, however, decided I will not be stitching any Bella Filipina stitch-alongs going forward, because they always then release the chart somehow better to the general public to pay for. So I'm not going to waste my money twice. So that's the Bella Sal. If they do release it with the rocks, people are going to be really upset. Really, really upset. So Bella Filipina is currently sitting at 15,308 stitches and 39.48% complete. Don't know what it got this year because I deleted my stats for it because I UFO'd it, which I will not be doing again. All right, WIP number 30. We are halfway. Is Platinum Jubilee by The Primitive Hair. I'm stitching this for my auntie. I started this on the 14th of November 2024. I'm stitching this on an 18 count vintage country mocha 2/1 full cross. And this is what it looks like. So this is currently at 2,203 stitches and 21.40% complete. This year it got 1,165 stitches, which is predominantly in her head. And a few weeks ago. So that's what it looks like. I'm trying to get like sections done where I can then just fill in, which is what I'm doing at the moment. So like I got all this grey in, and now I'm just going back in and filling in the 310 because there's a lot of 310. I need to finish the back stitching and the rest of her name, and then the other thing, and then the border as well, and the rest of her, but there's a lot still left to go. I did change the needle minder on this, and I put the corg on here because she loved her corgis. Okay, so that was WIP number 31. It's also a stitch along that I have not did not keep up with because it was massive and the releases were massive. It's fine. We'll get there. I still love it. Still gonna look fantastic. This is the Secret Grove Stitch Along by Needle-Lot Designs. I started this on the 6th of November 2024. I didn't have the fabric written down, but it is 32 count at last by Color Cascade. This is how big it's gonna be. This is what it looks like. So this is like part 1, part of part 2, part of part 3, I think. But I love it. I love that Needle-Lot Designs. They just look like stickers. And I love it. So, the only change I made was the key. I stitched in a copper petite treasure braid. Everything else is as called for. Really need to pull this one out and work on it because it's going to be so cute once it's done. And I love this fabric. Right. Next up is another Needle-Lot Designs chart. This is WIP number 32, Capybara Tea by Needle-Lot Designs. I'm pretty sure I got this as a Ko-Fi. Yeah, because I'm on her Ko-Fi Cato Rancher, which is the tier to get charts. Pretty sure it's been released, actually. I'm not 100% sure, but check. I started this on the 24th of December 2024. You know, I've done a 24 December 2024 start every year. Do I need a new start this year? No, I don't. This is stitched on a 32 count Palomino by Crafty Leanie. This is where it's up to. So since my WIP Parade, I started this after I filmed my last WIP Parade. So this is currently sitting at 3,032 stitches and 59.19% complete. No, 52.19% complete. Words are hard. So this is what the Cappy looks like. It's so cute. So I need to work on him some more. But again, they look like stickers on the fabric. I'm obsessed. Like, obsessed. Anyway, next up is another Witchy Stitcher chart. This is the Haunted Mansion. This was for the Lost Boys retreat. Yeah, Lost Boys retreat that the Cross Stitch Society was hosting with Fandom Stitching. I'm pretty sure it was. I'm going to go with yes because I started this on the 3rd of January 2025, which was during the retreat. Anyway, this is stitched on a 16 count Blackbird by Color Cascade. I am obsessed with this color. Look at it. So I think going forward, I'll be ordering a lot of Blackbird and using that as my black. So this is currently sitting at 1,465 stitches and is 31.63% complete. Love it. Stitch in the Pumpkin is from Inchworm Designs. I love it. I am tempted to bring this with me to Disney in February. Don't know. I don't think I'm going to get any stitching done, but I feel like I need to bring something, even if it's just like putting in one stitch. I feel like I need to do it so then at least every day is a stitching day, because so far this year I don't have any non-stitching days. There's one where I didn't track, but that's because I had it was all backstitch to finish a chart, so that was too hard to count, but you know, maybe that'll come with me. Next up, WIP number 34 is Mario Through the Ages. This is a chart that's available for free on Sprite Stitch. It is in a Lynn bag. I love this bag. She gifted me this bag when she came to Australia. Love it. Love her bags. So I started this on the 9th of January 2025. This was a restart because I realized my fabric was the wrong orientation and not the correct size. So I restarted it and I'm doing an itty bitty. So I'm stitching this on a 32 count Clouds by Color Cascade 1/1 full cross. And look at how tiny it's going to be. So small. Like, for reference, the fabric is like, you know, it's not massive and it's not going to take up the whole thing, but it's just so small. So this is where it's up to. This on the restart has had 1,543 stitches and is 3.08% complete. This is classified as a BAP on my charts because of the dimensions that I started working on a Mario because I messed up. So in here it's only meant to be 4 or 5 wide, and I added an extra one. So to make sure that this works, I've had to actually work from where it's meant to go on the chart, which is like slightly under the A, and then I'll work from that instead of counting from the edge. So hopefully the rest of it's fine. I'm sure it'll be okay, but that's where that's up to. That needs to get some work, but so small. So small. Okay, so that is Mario. WIP number 35 is Golden Dragons by Esperitus Fun Sheep. Pretty sure they're on Etsy. I started this on the 20th of January 2025. This is stitched on an 18 count amethyst by Crafty Leanie. I love it. I know the fabric's a bit like out there for this design, but once I finish all the back stitching and everything and actually finish stitching, it'll be fine. So this is stitched 2/1 full cross and 2/1 tent, we're called. So like the blue is tent, but the rest of it is full cross. This has had 2,571 stitches and is sitting at 28.76% complete. So obsessed. I love this. So nice to work on. All right, next up is another stitch along that is finished that I have not finished, and that is Court of Crows by Fine Frog Stitching. So this is WIP number 36. I started this on the 21st of February 2025. This is stitched on an 18 count plum from Forbidden Fibre Co. And this is what it looks like. So this is currently sitting at 3,099 stitches and is 46.62% complete. So this little dude down here is finished, and I'm pretty sure this shelf is almost finished. But I ended up, what am I working on? Oh, I am working on the shelf because the needle is behind. So I'm just working on this shelf. Then I'll finish and then I'll move up and finish the rest. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see what strikes my fancy the next time I pick it up. But that is Court of Crows. All right, next up is Samhain Witch by the Witchy Stitcher. This was also a Patreon chart. I started it with Jen from Wolf Down the Rabbit Hole, I'm pretty sure, and Mel. This has not had a lot of work. I started this on the 15th of April 2025. This is what it looks like. So this is stitched on an 18 count Palomino by Crafty Leanie. So same fabric, different count as Capybara Tea. And this is currently sitting at 538 stitches and 18.62% complete. This has not had a lot of work. I really need to work on some of these WIPs. You know, it's fine. They'll get there. Those ones are easy to do in the office. Okay, that was WIP number 37. I can move to my second stack of WIPs now, which is on a table next to me. I'm now going to move them onto my desk. Cool. All right, WIP number 38 is the Namari Tapestry by Modern Folk Embroidery. This has had a ride. I will get into it in a second. So I started this on the 23rd of April 2025. I am doing this tone on tone. So this is stitched on a 32 count Mermaid Lagoon by Levin Dye LA. I decided to do a tone on tone. It's going to be amazing. I don't know why always it gets blown out, but you can see it in person. This is much lighter. The white fabric coming through. No. Still gets blown out. Okay, let's do this. Let's fold this down. And let's put this like this. There we go. Sort of really, not that you can see it properly, but you can see it in person. And that's all that matters. Anyway. So this is sitting at 585 stitches and is 2.85% complete. Now, I discovered when I got to this part that I'm like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to have enough silk because I am stitching this with a silk. I'm stitching it with the Winter 24 number 1, which is a seasonal silk. This is not a standard regular color. However, I realized in my stash, I had March 2023, which was a silk of the month, which is almost identical. You can't really tell which one starts and which one ends. And then I realized I'm not going to have enough. I'm not going to have enough silk to get this finished. So I'm like, well, what is the point of working on it if I'm not going to get it finished? So when I was at the Ballarat retreat, I asked Joe from Silks for You if they had any left. There was none. I put in the Facebook group for Silks for You. Did anyone have any? The only person that responded was from Texas. I love that she responded. She did offer to send it to me. Shipping was $30 for a 45 meter skein. And then Joe reached out to all of the Silk of the Month, the seasonal silk members in Australia, and found someone for me. And she let me purchase it from her. So I got another 45 meters, which should be enough to finish. This person saved my bacon. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate them for letting me purchase it from them. So now I can actually finish this WIP because I didn't know what I was going to do. I did buy another silk, but it literally matched the same color as the fabric and you couldn't see it at all. So, you know, things happen. Okay. All right. Next up, WIP number 39 starts. My mania starts, which were a lot. So every 2 days starting from the 1st of May, I started a new WIP. This one is in my Jasmine Custom Bags bag that I Me Pleased. It is Star Wars. A majority of my bags are Star Wars that I have Me Pleased because I'm not fast on some of the other ones. But this is All Hail 310 by the Witchy Stitcher. Are you going to be able to see what this looks like? Who knows? I started this on the 1st of May 2025. I'm stitching this on a 32 count Blackbird linen by Color Cascade. This is what it looks like. Can you see it? Barely. Let's put the project book behind it. There we go. Because I'm a glutton for punishment, I am stitching this with 310 on Blackbird. This is 214 stitches and 5.59% complete. You need to stitch this with light everywhere. Light above, light below, light from the side, light from everywhere. Which is why it only has 214 stitches. Because I made the mistake of trying to stitch this in the office with fluorescent lighting. And I'm literally sitting there with the Q-snap to my face like this. And everyone at work was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm stitching. And they're like, what are you stitching? I'm like, black on black. Like, it's 310. It's going to look amazing. So, you know, glutton for punishment, but it's going to look fantastic once it's done. It's going to look great. So WIP number 40 is Summoner by Autumn Lane Stitchery. So this was started on the 3rd of May. So the floss palette that I'm using for this is this amazing one. This is from Ginger Stitch AU. I use a bit of washi tape on the back to put the name of the project and what the threads are. I just use a length of thread from my master set. Anyway, I started this on the 3rd of May. This is on an 18 count Alchemy by Crafty Leanie, which was the December fabric of the month, and this just worked out perfectly for this chart. So this is currently at 986 stitches and 4.94% complete. Pretty sure Ross said to me this is from a video game, but I can't remember. So if it is, I'm sure he'll put it up here. So yeah, this is where this is up to. This is going to be amazing on this fabric. This was just, it was perfect timing for when that came in. I don't know why it's got a volcano stitching label in here for a 32 count, because it's definitely not. Must have been my previous WIP. Okay, WIP number 41 is Sword of Power by Rugo Cross Stitch. I started this on the 5th of May 2025. This is stitched on an 18 count Prairie by Forbidden Fibre Co. This is what it looks like. You can't see half of it because it's 1/1, and it's 1/1 tent stitch. So you can't see it because there is nothing stitched around it. Anyway, the majority of the work has been that tent stitch as well, all the way down, which you can't see. I gridded this because counting is hard. So this has had 2,955 stitches and is at 44.55% complete. This is going to be so good once it's done. I love these fabrics. So Forbidden Fibre Co released a like summer color fabric box, and I got on it, and it's amazing. They have like it's been absolutely amazing. Like the fabrics that came in it was like full rainbow spectrum. It was just, they're beautiful, beautiful fabrics. 10 out of 10, highly recommend. Okay, WIP number 42. 42, yep, is Anemones by Green Terrace. I have had this chart in my stash for a long time, and I have wanted to start it for a long time, and I thought, you know what, Mania, why not? So I started this on the 7th of May 2025. This is stitched on a 18 count Mystery by Volcano Stitching. It's beautiful. This is where I am up to. So this got 325 stitches and at 3.65% complete. This fabric is not doing justice. It's like pink and green and a little bit of blue, but it's beautiful. So not much has been done, but you know, it's something. So that's where that's up to. I need to work on this some more. There's a lot of these WIPs that haven't had work since I started them, which most of these May ones are in that position, just because it was like every 2 days and then switch. So next up, WIP number 43 is Narnia. This is by Tanya Amity. This is on an 18 count white. I have gridded with a very thick washable marker. It's a bit crazy. So this is stitched 18 count white. This is a mix of 2/1 full cross and 2/1 tent. So this is the background. And the background is like the sky. Oh my god, wrangling fabric. The sky is 2/1 tent. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit crazy. So I was working on just the tent stitch, just so I could get some decent chunk done. And this is 1,967 stitches and 5.21% complete. So again, this needs to get some work. This is going to be a big one too. Like, this is big, but it is so pretty, and I cannot wait. Cannot wait to work on that some more. All right, WIP number 44 is This Is the Way by Moon Stores. This is also in a Jasmine custom bag, Star Wars bag. This is the planes. X-Wing. Actually, I'm pretty sure this is just the X-Wing. Yeah, this is just an X-Wing bag. Anyway, I love it. I'm obsessed. It's got stars on the inside. So yeah, this is the way I started this on the 11th of May 2025. Why do you ask why I started this on the 11th of May? Because my spouse loves Star Wars and it's his birthday. So this is on a 32 count that I hand dyed myself. This is where it's up to. I am stitching this 2/2 full cross with the called for. And this is 1040 stitches and is at 17.52% complete. It has not been backstitched. It's just the crosses at the moment. I think I need to backstitch as I go, because if I don't, I get to the end and I can't be bothered. Okay, next up, WIP number 45 is Ghost Cat by Anastasia Neratova. Pretty sure this is from my bobbin, but I'm not 100% sure. I started this on the 13th of May, 2025. I love this. It's so cute. And I love this needle minder. I want this needle minder tattooed. This is where I'm up to. So this is on a 32 count Stormbringer by Color Cascade. This is 905 stitches and 17.22% complete. And I had to stitch, and I backstitched the tiny dark one on top because it's so cute. I cannot wait to work on this some more. I love this chart. I love this chart so much. This needle minder is my absolute favorite needle minder. I want this stitched on me. Stitched on me? Tattooed. I want that as a tattoo. It's on the list. That was 45. 46 is Star Wars Dogfight by Awesome Pattern Studio. The name has changed though recently, because it's no longer called that. I was just checking what brand the floss is. It is DMC. It's in a Jasmine Custom Bags bag. So this one is more like transportation. So it's got the X-Wing Starfighter, TIE Fighter Pilot, Imperial Starfighter Corps, Rebel Pilot Luke Skywalker. I love it anyway. The inside is also stars. Love it. So I started this on the 15th of May 2025. This is stitched on a 25 count easy guide. I'm pretty sure this is 10th stitch. Yeah, 2/110. This is what it looks like. This is 1675 stitches and 5.58% complete. It is not going to be massive. Am I stitching this the right way? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's portrait. Anyway, it's not going to be massive, fairly small. I was going to do these on a 22 count, but then decided to go with a 25 count instead. So that's where that's up to. These May projects really need some work. They just really don't have much work. Okay, WIP number 47 is Butterfly Bouquet by Sprouting Lupine. I love this chart. I am obsessed with this chart. It is so flipping pretty. I have not had much work on it at all because, again, it was a May start. So I started this on the 17th of May. This is stitched on a 32 count Fairies Wear Boots by Color Cascade. This is where it's up to. So pretty. This is currently 1001 stitches and 7.38% complete. So this is what it looks like. All right, that needs some work. It's so pretty. All right, next up is in a it's in a plastic box, because these are CXC threads for this project. So this is Sailor Moon Squad by Tilton Crafts. Artwork is by Daniel Kordek. This was a 19th of May 2025 start. I'm starting with Sailor Venus. This is on a 25 count easy guide. CXE 2/110. And this is what it looks like. Decent chunk. So this got 2,154 stitches and is at 1.76% complete. So it's going to look so good. My only problem is this 3865, the white, I'm not going to have enough, so I need to order some, and I think I'm missing a couple of colors, but I think I may have found them recently. So I need to just double check, but this is what it looks like. Sailor Moon Needle Minder is from Inchworm Designs. it's going to be fairly decent. Like all of my projects have like a 3-inch margin around it. Like it's not going to be massive, but it is chunky. It is full coverage. Hopefully she gets some work next year. When I finish my, when I finish another project, I'll put that in a project bag, but it's fine for now. Okay. WIP number 49. We are so close to the end. WIP number 49 is Flapjack Octopus by Knit-A-Lot Designs. This was also a Ko-Fi chart. I had to frog some because I miscounted. So you'll see it. I started this on the 21st of May 2025. This is stitched on a 32 count Islands of Avalon by Color Cascade, 2/2 full cross with the called for DMC. This is currently sitting at 1,298 stitches and 32.03% complete. So I did run out of a couple of colors, so I haven't been able to like fill in the rest of the coral. And I'm going to run out of this sandy color, so I do need to order some more, but you know, I had to frog the purple. I'll restitch that, but I love this. It's so cute. And then obviously Ginger Stitch AU came out with the minder, so I had to. Okay, that's gonna fall. WIP number 50, not many to go. WIP number 50 is The Rainbow Garden by Una Buena Piazza. It's stitched on, I started it on the 23rd of May 2025. I was going to do it on an 18 count black, but I was like, no, my stitches look like garbage. So I changed my fabric, and this is stitched on a 32 count Mystery by Volcano Stitching. It's like a dark blue with grey. Hopefully it looks all right. I'm sure it'll be fine. This is 463 stitches. Don't ask me the percentage because apparently I forgot to write it down for this single WIP in this whole WIP parade. But this is what it looks like. It's going to be so good. So good once I work on it some more. But I love it. Love it so much. No, don't fall. Don't fall. It fell. All right, WIP number 51 is Letters from Nora in the letter E by Nora Corbett. This is what it looks like. This does not have much left at all. So I started this on the 25th of May 2025, and this is stitched on a 32 count Cup of Coffee by Color Cascade. This is what it currently looks like. So this is 2,266 stitches and 68.73% complete. That includes the full stitch count includes the beading, because I make them pattern keeper compatible. This is stitched 2/2 full cross with the called for hand dyed, except for the skin, which again I tried doing this skin in 2/2. Nope, I did the skin in 1/1. So the fairy herself is complete. I just need to finish the E, the back stitching, and the beading. There's really not much to go, so it's going to be so good. But there is like Kreinig in it, in the letter. It's going to be fantastic. So she really doesn't have much left to finish. She's right at the top of my lowest number of stitches left to go. Oh my god, why can't I open this bag? Is 11sies by Fiddlesticks AU. This is in an 805 stitcher bag. I have done a color conversion on this, so I am using these Silks for You silks. I have them written down. They are all Silk of the Month silks or seasonal silks, so you can't really get these. This really has not had much work on it at all. When did I start this? 27th of May 2025. This is on an 18 count Mystery by Crafty Leanie with my Silks for You conversion. This is what I've done, so really not much. It's 259 stitches and 5.66% complete. It took me a while to come up with a conversion, so not much at all. All right, WIP number 53 is in a really high-tech project bag. But, you know, it is, it is what it is. This is A Murder of Crows by Mismo Stitches. This really didn't get a lot of work either. This is stitched on it's stitched on an 18 count Smoke by Whoopsie Daisy Designs. Actually, I have the tag. So Whoopsie Daisy Designs, all of her fabric. And then all of her fabric has like a little charm with it, which I love. This is just using 310. I'm pretty sure there's some 3799 in this chart as well, but I'm not working on that at the moment. So this is what it looks like. I said this was a Smoke. This is currently sitting at 371 stitches and is at 2.66% complete. Just literally haven't worked on it since May. But back into its high-tech project bag it goes. All right, next up, WIP number 54 is Frogwarts Year 6 by the Black Needle Society. This is what it'll look like. This is going to get some overhaul with metallic. So all of the jewelry, so the necklace, the ring, and Slytherin's locket are all going to be treasure braid. And then my spells are going to be variegated. I just need to figure out what based on the colors. Now this is, I started this on the 29th of June 2025. I was going to try and get it done for the end of Frogwarts, but then realized I wasn't competing, so there's no pressure. So this is on an 18 count that I hand dyed myself. It is darker than what it's showing up. Like the white is blown. It's not showing up, but this is 2,117 stitches, which this is not accurate. And 17.01% complete because I have completed the 1/1 words that's on the Pattern Keeper chart and I am not stitching those. But this is where I'm up to. So Slughorn's chair is all done. It just looks like a bit of a blob because my colours are my colours. I'm using the called for, but obviously my specific ones are a bit samey. You know, things happen. All right, that was WIP number 54. WIP number 55 is in a Jasmine Custom Bags bag that I'm pleased. This is what it looks like. It's spooky. I love it. This is the Halloween stitch along. I think it's called a Spooky Night or Spooky Stroll, Spooky something, by Tiny Modernist. I started this on the 1st of July 2025. This is stitched on a 32 count Haunted by Color Cascade. I don't know what this is sitting at because I don't have the full thing in Pattern Keeper just yet. I've only put in what I'm up to. So this is what it's up to. So pretty. I'm obsessed with this fabric, but it's so nice. This is stitched 2/2 using the called for, which are all hand dyed, and I love them so much. So that goes back in there. I do need to change my battery one more time, and I have 4 whips left, so I'm going to change my battery for the final time. Okay, I'm back. Oh, we're on the 3rd battery, and I can't believe that we're on the 3rd battery and there's only 4 more whips left. It's crazy. Okay, WIP number 56 is the Divine Beasts Stitch Along by Needle Art Designs. This was a Ko-Fi exclusive. It is finished. I am not, because I got sidetracked by other things. I started this on the 3rd of July 2025. This is stitched on a 32 count Vintage Country Mocha, and this is what it looks like. I don't have the percentage, but this is currently 5,105 stitches. I have made some changes. I did the border in DMC 121, which is a variegated, and then my little medallions are done in a Petite Treasure Braid copper, which I'm also doing the names of the gods. So part 1 and the border is done. The rest of it is not done. I will get there. They were just massive. They're like massive releases. They were like thousands upon thousands of stitches. This is my other Tazia handmade bag that I got at the Ballarat retreat. Love it. I literally have a grime guard that matches this, and that's the reason I bought this bag. It's problems. Anyway, love that. Okay, my next 3 WIPs, my final 3 WIPs are all December starts. 2 of them are a stitch along. 1 is because the Witchy Stitcher released a chart and I could not say no to. Okay, first up is the 2026 stitch along by the Steady Thread. I am doing the 9x9. We shall see. We shall see which one I did. I started this on the 8th of December 2025. This is what it's up to. This is up to date. This is on an 18 count orb weaver by Crafty Leanie. The 2026 stitch along by the Steady Thread. It is a free stitch along in their Facebook group. I am using hand dyed. So the border is done in Baked Apple by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. And then I am doing a full autumnal theme for this. And I am using a bunch of various hand-dyed colours in cotton. So they're all set to go once that first release comes out on the 1st of January, I believe. And we will go. All right, my second last WIP is Please Be Patient With Me by The Witchy Stitcher. This was a Patreon release as a bonus to the Tarot unofficial stitch along. I'm obsessed with this. I saw this. I'm like, need to start straight away. I started this on the 17th of December 2025. This is what it looks like. I'm stitching this on an 18 count black 2/1 full cross with called for. Let me fold this in half because it's see-through. This is 479 stitches and 10.64% complete. So, oh my gosh, if you can hear that, I'm so sorry. That's my stomach. It's so loud. I think she's a bit hungry. I haven't eaten today and it's 10 o'clock. So that is where it's up to. All right, stomach, you can hold out for one more WIP. My final WIP is also a new start. This is, you know, another stitch along that is for 2026, and this is the Peppermint Purple stitch along. This is also a free blackwork stitch along. I'm so close to getting the border finished. This needs to be ready to go by the 7th of January. I started this on the 18th of December 2025. I am stitching this on an 18 count white. This is where it's up to. So the border is almost finished. This is what I've been working on. This little like diamond pattern is meant to go at the bottom as well, and then 2026 is meant to go under the frame, but I have put in 2026 in place of the diamonds in the border, so that way there's not something outside the border as well. And then that is using PR 070 from Silks for You, and then I am using silks in a rainbow for the fills. So all of them are Silks for You silks, with the exception of Poinsettia by Stitch Me, because I don't have like a deep red Silks for You silks. But all of these are Silk of the Month silks or seasonal silks from Silks for You. Don't think there's like a standard. Nope. Like there's even an Advent silk in here. So I'm very excited. My silks are ready to go. I need to finish this border. This is going back in the Q-Snap because this is what I'm working on today, to get done before the 7th of January. So they are my WIPs. This is my WIP Parade. I can't believe how many segments this has been in because batteries died or batteries were dying. My light died, which is crazy. That's never happened before. So everything is going to go on charge now. Good luck to Ross editing this. Thank him. I thank him so much for editing my videos because they are a lot of work. My WIP Parade is the biggest work, so he will be editing for a few days. You will be watching this on the Sunday like my regular video, but given the Christmas period and Christmas and him working, I needed to film this early. So I can't believe it's Christmas tomorrow for me, as I am filming. you're watching this after Christmas, I hope you have had a wonderful holiday season with your families. I hope you were all spoiled. You know, 2025 for us has been a really difficult year, and you know, I'm not going to say 2026 is going to be better, but I'm hoping, because we're going to Disney, and at least that's one good thing to look forward to. So I hope your holiday season has been amazing. I wish you all a very happy new year. I hope 2026 is filled with love, laughter, and happiness for all of you. Thank you so much for sticking with me for another year. If you have, if you're new, welcome. I hope you stick around and follow along. Please subscribe. Ross does have a channel. He is linked down below. Our previous LA trip is vlogged and up there. He has his own videos. He's currently watching all the James Bond movies and providing some commentary on those, which have been amazing to watch. I've really enjoyed them. So please go give him a subscribe as well. He puts so much work and effort into both my videos and his. The tiny dark one made an appearance for 5 minutes, and I don't know where he is now. So I'm assuming he's in the other room because he's normally sitting on the chair behind me and he's not there. So I'm going to go give him a cuddle. And yeah, so if you've made it this far, I normally ask everyone to leave an emoji down below. Please leave a Christmas tree or a present or whatever down in the comments below to let me know you've made it this far. As always, let me know what you're working on. Do all the YouTube-y things, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!